It's morning.
Oh, it's time to wake up. And again, see, my hair and makeup is completely done and I'm fully dressed. So now I'm going to show you our process in the morning to get up in the morning. I get out of bed, of course. Come around here, and Dan's kind of what I would say, not a morning person, never has been. So I kind of get him awake and kind of get him situated in a position where he can still lay in bed for a few minutes and wake up, watch a little bit of TV. And I'll show you what we do there, and then I'll also show you how I get him out of bed with the sling. So he's on his side, typically in the morning when we wake up. And you'll see that he's got his leg on his pillow and stuff like that. And honestly, this is one of those times where I forget he's on his side, so I need to get him on his back. And I do that while I'm in bed. Remember, I'm not awake yet. So, again, I move his leg over, take the body pillow away, slide him over like this. Go to his feet here. Make sure his body's kind of straight. And what I do in the morning, because his legs have been really in one of two positions all night, either straight or the leg, this leg kinked up, is I will actually raise up his legs like this, just let him get to a different position, and I'll take this big body pillow and just kind of fold it in half and let his legs lean up against it like that. I make sure his feet are not on top of each other like this. I make sure there's some space between them to get him some air. There's a lot of fluid in his feet when he wakes up in the morning, and they're not right on top of each other and sweating and causing pressure. So then I cover him back up, let him watch TV, let him wake up so he's not grouchy. Right, honey?
Wow.
Over his face, pull it down so he can snuggle. That's what he likes. If you have a bed, we have a bed that allows you to kind of raise up a little bit. You may need this as you get further along. It allows him to kind of raise up and get his body in a different position. If not, we haven't always had this bed. You can just put a couple pillows behind their head, as long as you have it behind their shoulders too, to let them kind of raise up so their body's in a totally different position than what it's been in for the last 6 to 8 hours. So we find that helps. Okay. So I leave him like this maybe for half an hour while I'm getting ready doing whatever. I don't ever leave him alone because you don't want to leave him in bed alone. And then we're ready to get up. I come in. Whatever you have him propped up with or whatever, you want to flatten him back out, take the pillow out or whatever. Uncover. You really need to get him back in a flat position to get ready for the sling to start with. So his body's kind of flat. We're going to go to the side now and get him ready for the sling. And make sure, depending on what the situation with the upper body, that the arm is in a position where it's not going to get hurt or pinched. Roll him over on his side, like this. I don't like to leave the legs on top of each other like this because it's not real comfortable if you can't move them. So I take and just lay this leg over. Again, it's a different position for the muscles. Probably feels good to do something different. I make sure his shirt's down because we're going to sling against his skin. And this is where I start him for the sling. The sling, of course, is probably where you left it the night before when you put him in bed. I think you've seen this sling. This is a typical sling, a U sling that we have. This is the Drive brand from Drive Medical. You can get it by different sizes and colors. You can get it off Amazon, or like I said, this is Drive Medical in New York State. So I take the sling, and it took me a while to figure this out because it's like backwards how you do it. I take the sling. This is the part that needs to be against his back, not this part. So I take the sling and I fold it. I lay it like this. The part that's against his back is facing me. And I basically fold it in half with the inside part that's going to go against his skin facing me. Fold it inside. I make sure the top of the sling is even with about the middle of the back of his head. I take this and kind of wedge it underneath his skin like this. The part that's going to go on this side for his leg, I make sure it's right over here underneath him. I make sure this part of the sling is shoved under here, so we roll him over, it's on this side of his body. And the important thing I've learned over the months of doing this is the top part of the sling you attach has to be shoved underneath his back as far as you can get it, because when you roll him over, I'll show you why that's important. Okay, so I've got him in the position, the other leg is just hanging off the edge of the bed right here. Then I roll him over to start like this. I take his legs and this is easy. One person can do this, and I am not a bodybuilder at all, so it doesn't take a whole lot of strength. I take his legs like this, and I just roll him back over this way. Careful not to let this one fall back over because it will. Hold him here. Then I get him right here. My arm is holding his leg. Again, hands underneath the butt and the shoulder. He likes when I touch his butt. Hand underneath the butt and the shoulder, and I roll him over using my legs. I don't roll him off the bed unless he's mouthy. I haven't done that yet, but I roll him over to the edge just like this. I don't let go of him because he's not completely stable by himself, but it doesn't take my full body weight to hold him. And as you can see, here's the handle I need for the sling because I shoved it underneath him. Here's the leg we need, and all I do, make sure he doesn't roll forward, he's against me, I just pull this out like that. And then I roll him back, and he is in the sling. Now I have to take this leg and wrap it underneath him. I don't want to have to hold this leg because I have to do something else with my hands, but I don't want to let the leg flop over. So again, this is an awesome tool to have, just a simple body pillow. I just lean it there, his leg lays against that. I pick this leg up, so we don't have the frog leg thing going where his legs are spread apart and it's uncomfortable. I take the sling, cross it through here, make sure the legs are just like this. He's situated in the sling. we leave this in the bedroom at night so it's easy to get to in the morning, just out of the way. Slide this under the bed. Again, I take just like when you get him out of the chair, I take the things for the legs and put them on the sides of the sling, on the ends right here that stick out. I take the shoulder parts and put them on the front, the part that's closest to him. We very rarely use this part. Do that, and make sure it's all in there tight. I raise him up. His right arm and left arm not have a lot of strength, so I try to make sure the right arm is in the nest of the sling right here, and it is. You want to make sure you're supporting the head right here. The sling should hold it, but depending on how much neck strength they have, it may or may not be enough to make them feel comfortable. Hold this. I hold it till he's up, I don't know, till his butt's a few inches off the bed. Then I just take and grab the sling here and just pull him up like that. So his arms should be in his lap. He's completely vertical and supported. Continue to raise him off the bed. And then put him in his chair. Are we done there? Yep. And that's how we get out of bed in the morning.